Everybody knows if you want to be considered the greatest, if not one of the greatest, you have to win championships. Now, the old heads are going to tell y'all you got to go to 4, 5, 6. You got to win all 6. You got to be undefeated. You got to win 6 finals MVPs. If they're super old, they're going to tell you got to go to 13, you got to win 11. You have to have a dominant performance in every single playoff game. God forbid you have a bad game, and God forbid it's in the finals, they're going to crucify you. They're going to tell you that if you have another superstar, another 50 greatest player of all time, another top 10 in the league at the time, that it sullies or it diminishes what you did, and it wasn't the same as the players that did it in yesteryear. I call bullshit. His first shot is for Giannis. I would like to congratulate him on the $230 million contract that he just received, the Supermax from the Milwaukee Bucks. I would like to say this though. I'm taking this shot for your sorrows, because understand something. You're not going to win a championship over the next 5 years. Nobody else is going to come to the Bucks. Nobody else is going to want to share the ball with you. And the same people that are telling you, hey, they're praising your loyalty because you stayed where you were. Oh yeah, that's great, man. You're not chasing no ring. You're not playing for no super team. Are going to be the same people that crucify you when you don't get it done in the playoffs. Now I understand you just averaged 21, 11, and some like 5 in the playoffs. And the only reason why your numbers looked to be low for your status was because you got injured and only played 11 minutes in one game, but your averages still fell with the other 3 games that you played. So again, the next 5 years, the only positive thing other than bonus checks in the playoffs that's going to happen for you are going to be that $230 million. Please enjoy it. Now, the consensus will tell you that he has not won a championship or even made it to the finals because of his lack of a jump shot. And I don't believe that to be the truth. Understand, he lost this year to the Miami Heat, the best team basketball I have seen since the 04 Detroit Pistons. Now, in his protesters' defense, I'll say the one game that they did win was when he got injured. But again, he had 19 points in 11 minutes. Let me see if I can backtrack to my point real quick. What I'm telling you is that the lack of teammates makes somebody's usage rate go so high that it does not make sense. It is a team sport. Your usage rate is so high that you make it more difficult to win with your great performance. We're talking James Harden, LeBron James some years, Kobe Bryant when he didn't have Shaq, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook had each other and couldn't win. But y'all are going to crucify, when he doesn't win a championship, y'all going to crucify Giannis with Chris Middleton. Jordan had Pippen, LeBron had AD, Kyrie Irving, and D Wade. Shaq had Wade and Kobe. Kobe had Shaq, so on and so forth. The list goes on. What I'm telling you is, y'all are anticipating, what does it look like Chris Middleton holding up a trophy, a championship trophy at the end of the season? Oh, wait. Y'all gonna tell me, oh, well, he's an all-star, right? He's in the East. My grandmother can make the All-Star game in the East, and she's 80. Stop playing. The last 3 years for Milwaukee in the playoffs have been first round exit against Boston Celtics. This is the same team that went 7 games in the conference finals with LeBron James's Cleveland Cavaliers. He gets a pass. And this was not the pinnacle of Giannis. This was a good Giannis, but this was not superstardom Giannis at that point. Next year they lose to Toronto in the conference finals. Game 7, that was the Kawhi Leonard put one up, watch it go in. Okay, they lose to them in Game 7. And if you're telling yourself, oh, the Toronto team wasn't that good, I want you to remember something. Stars win the conference finals and the finals in the West. Team basketball wins in the East. Which brings me to the last team, the Miami Heat. They play better team basketball. Once again, I have to keep reiterating this, since the 04 Pistons. We're talking about 3 great teams. Now, one of those teams went on to beat the Golden State Warriors, which we know was an injury-riddled team. Don't care. They won. They get that championship. The Milwaukee Bucks are not a better team than any of those 3 teams. Actually, if we're being completely honest, the only team that they're better than to this day, out of those last 3 years, only team that they're better than is Toronto. But let's be real. Giannis being a better jump shooter was not going to guarantee them any of those wins. Having a jump shot would help him dramatically. I get that. It opens up the court a little more. What I'm telling you is, I still don't count on his teammates to get it done. Out of the last 3 years, the 3 teams that I named were Celtics, Toronto, and in Miami, I have them potentially, maybe, getting past Toronto if Giannis has a jump shot. That's a big if. But understand, his usage would be the same. Instead of driving the lane, getting high percentage buckets, now he's shooting jump shots because he has the ability. So a championship would not be guaranteed for that man just because he has a jump shot. At the end of the day, he's going to rely on his teammates because that's what the East does. Let me ask you something. This year, they gonna get past the Nets? Now, they just opened up trade talks for Ben Simmons, and we know who's at the top of that list. James Harden. So if James Harden goes and plays with Embiid, I'm not saying that they're going to be better than the Bucks. I'm not saying that they're going to beat the Bucks, but that would be two potential teams that they had to make it past. But we know for sure, Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Harris, DeAndre Jordan, Jared Allen, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. These are still players on one roster right now in the East. Are they even guaranteed to make it past? Best case scenario, they make it past the Nets. They're going to beat the Lakers? Are they going to beat any team that beats the Lakers? If the Lakers, for some god-awful reason, did not make it to the finals, they're going to beat any team that did. So let's stop this narrative that, oh, he can do it on his own. Just stay loyal to your team. Something will come your way eventually. You're in Milwaukee. It's lackluster. Who's going to come join you? How many players that are on a supermax within the potential to get a supermax with another team in the next 5 years are going to go to Milwaukee? None. Let's stop playing. If you're going to argue that he could win a championship in the next 5 years, you have to make it make sense. Above all else, you have to make it make sense. Are you drunk?